Today is the day that all of my dreams come true. I've waited 34 years to say that I can be behind the bar. I just started telling everybody around me. Nobody was listening, but I was telling everyone around me that when I was in college, I used to go to this bartending class and go outside and am I going to sign up for the bartending class? Am I not? And then I knew my mom would be like, are you kidding? You're a teacher. You can't also bartend.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
And now I'm finally behind the bar as a mom.
I mean, there's no better place to be as a mom.
It comes full circle.
It's supposed to be that way. I always joke that I feel like pediatricians' offices should have bars.
Right.
Because when you go in to get shots or vaccinations or your kid is sick, it is a harrowing experience.
True.
That it would be really great if there was you could get a little something to take the edge off, right?
Right. And I just feel like that's a great.
Speaking of moms, look who's here.
Who's here? Hi, Arlene. Oh, Arlene.
Mom, let us know if you can hear us, okay?
Special thanks to Public House for having us and allowing these two hot mess moms who would normally be in sweatpants on the couch at this time of day behind the bar. Because you know what? This place, when I was pre-child and still married and cool and partying, this is I used to come here, up and down the strip. Same. Had I known they had happy hour from 4 to 7, Tuesday to Friday, I would have been here way often.
Right.
Way more often.
Look at that. Look at that easy.
That was how
by the way, I want you to know.
Marketing.
You know what I did?
Marketing 101.
You know what I did that's never going to see the light of day?
What?
I'm wearing leather. I'm wearing leather because we're behind a bar, and I was I'm going to bust out the leather.
I used to have this top from Nordstrom Rack.
I am so cold.
I love that.
I'm so cold.
It's so
cute.
Can
we get my girl crush in here? It's Woman Crush Wednesday.
Yeah. Tell her what you've nicknamed her. What's
eyebrows. Look at this perfect face.
Perfect eyebrows.
Perfect eyebrows. The boobs. This is everything a bartender should look like. Jenna Dewan Tatum.
No, she looks a little bit like Megan Fox. She's got a Megan Fox vibe.
Yes, that's you.
Yes.
She's typical hot
Yasmin Bleep.
Yasmin Bleep. So we are not Yasmin Bleep.
No, we're not.
But
she's letting us take over her area, which I know people can get territorial about their bars.
What to expect from a happy hour crowd at this time?
Let's talk really loud.
A lot of nonsense. No, it's not nonsense. We love our happy hour crowd. Everybody comes in and they treat us like family. It's regular. So
what's your best-selling drink? What do people ask for the most?
I would say if it's just basic, pretty much a vodka soda, Tito soda.
Yeah.
But we also do a lot of smoked old fashions here. So
what is that?
Old fashion.
What's in it? So I know if I would like it or not.
It is bourbon. It has
out. I drink gin and tonic.
Well, you like it. But no, it's a very good drink.
Basic.
It's very good.
Maybe the watermelon and cucumber cause.
My mom's freaking out right now. I'm saying, Rachel, did you cut your hair? No, Mom. It was just behind. Just relax. I'm 40 and she still is concerned that I'm cutting my hair too short.
Right.
It's all right here.
I'm 34 and my mom texted me this morning to see if I was going to put a jacket on my child before school. So, I mean, that's
we're going to do the same thing. You're a mom, right?
Yeah.
So how old you have one child?
A 5-year-old. Yes, I have one.
Boy or girl?
A girl.
Oh, we're all girl moms.
Girl moms rule.
Girl moms,
and so we are in the right place today.
Extra wine. All the wine. All the wine for girl moms.
Oh, I know for sure.
I am feeling a drink. And should we make a drink?
Yeah, I want to show you my favorite drink. I'm super good at making it.
Okay.
Really, really good at making it.
All right.
And I'm going to show you really quick how the magic happens. Just hold on 1 second.
She's been working on this for so long to show you guys.
I've perfected it.
She's been talking about practicing, and look how good it's going to come out. She's done it for me once or twice before, too.
Really? Yeah.
Oh my God. Bartender says that was a perfect
pour. It's a perfect pour. Without
10 out of 10 perfect pour.
What? With a straw.
She's been practicing for months. Wine with a straw. This is my wine and Cheez-Its, everybody. She'll be here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Okay, so now I'm going to make my favorite drink.
You make your favorite drink. I'm going to take a sip of this.
Okay, tell us how it tastes.
I mean, I make a good glass of wine, you guys. I don't want to brag.
She said your pour was perfect.
It was?
Without using
Is the
this.
pour supposed to be at the center of the glass?
Right here.
Is this where I
Stop.
Yeah,
you guys, if everything fails and I can't continue to make it as a blogger, an influencer, whatever you want to call me, I can pour a perfect glass of wine.
We do anymore.
Totally.
Perfect glass of wine. All right,
Okay.
Michelle, what are you making?
Just like every
Wait,
old
do you
lady
want
out
the
there.
do you want the jigger?
Yeah, what's my motherfucking name? So this is a jigger, and And that's a stout. That's like, is this the one that stops you after
No.
like a certain point? Okay,
No,
this is
that's
a
the
good
good
one.
spout.
This is all I drink because I am basically a 65-year-old woman since motherhood, and I didn't start drinking this until motherhood. It's weird. I drink wine like at dinner and stuff,
Right.
but mostly I don't want to eat. I just want to drink.
I
and
can't
so,
do hard alcohol anymore.
Oof,
I
could
feel
do it all
like,
day long.
I mean, I
Hard
remember.
alcohol does me. You know what I'm saying?
One drink.
Not
and I'm
me.
hungover for like 2 days.
Okay, so now we've
So
got
that's one jigger worth
one part
of Tanqueray.
one part gin.
Okay, what's next?
Now we get to
what are you
use the
putting in
soda
there?
machine.
I get her right there. Right there.
Okay, this is gonna go real good in divorce court, you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Tonic,
Keep it real.
tonic.
Okay. Don't squirt it
Oh
everywhere.
my god, I'm so excited. I've waited my whole life to do that. Okay. So
Would you like me to get you a straw?
Garnish?
Stand by.
Oh, lime.
Garnish is right behind you.
God, I wanted to do this too. I used to sit
This
at
is
the
super
college
fun.
bars eating the cherries. Do you guys not do cherries anymore?
We have cherries. You're like the straight out of the scene of Pretty Woman, where she's like mooching off the bar, eating all the fruit,
All right, so
and then hooking afterwards.
shall we do a cheers to all the mamas out there keeping
Yes.
it real? Today I want to toast to the single moms because I started this modern single mom group,
I do
and
know.
I'm getting
I'm aware.
so much outreach because it's like all of a sudden single moms are like not so scared to say, oh yeah, I'm a single mom too. There was a stigma behind it that I'm very happy to be shattering because I don't know if you use Instagram out there, people. There is a hashtag single moms rock. That's a huge hashtag. It almost has like 1 million hashtaggers using it because single moms do rock. There's no harder job, and yeah. So cheers to that.
And I've been there. I'm not. I was
She
a single
still counts
mom.
as a single mom even though she's remarried. Can we
But-
cheers because I'm thirsty?
Yes.
Thanks.
God, she's so bossy when she gets her Tanqueray. We make really good
I did
drinks.
really good. Tonic's a little low on fizz. Mark falsetto
Okay.
could use a
All
little
right.
more bubbly, but that's
So-
a personal preference.
So,
Oh, I'm done. I'm done.
funny story for you related to the whole bartending thing. You know when you're really little, and
I'm
I'm
better on this side.
and I'm talking really, really little. When you're really little, you know when they ask you what you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Okay. When I was probably about 5, and my mom is here, so she will attest to this. When I was probably 5 or 6, someone asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and my answer, without even hesitating and like being super happy and proud about it, was I wanted to be a cocktail waitress, specifically at Bobby Rubino's, because
Oh
they
my
wore
God.
the little skirts with the ruffle butt things. And so that was what I
That's great.
wanted to be. Like
That's
that
great.
is for a long time. That is what I wanted to be.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right.
Bella the other day in the car
She
told
loved
me,
that.
Mommy, when I get all grown up like this,
Grown up.
I want to be a fire engine. And I said, you do you, boo.
They don't understand. It's
Fire
okay.
engine,
It's
you know,
fine.
it works for me.
It's totally fine.
But all I have to say, I've now had like 7 careers as an adult woman, and so don't get your kids stuck on what they want to be when they grow up, because tomorrow my daughter might want to be a tree. Today's a fire engine. Tomorrow she might want to be a vacuum cleaner. I mean, I don't know. So don't get your kids stuck on that because I'm still switching careers. Like
Yeah. Well, but
I'm a
not
steady marketer.
steady marketer, but I think that our industry has changed so much, and like seriously, like now we get paid and get hired to go to different restaurants
paid
to
for this.
eat and like do all these things
This is
because
amazing.
we have engaged audiences who we love and who love us back. And so if you ever asked me when I was in college and I was studying public relations and doing all those things, what I'd be doing, I think I thought I would be in cubicle land the rest of my life,
Right,
and never thought that this was a job
right,
that you could make a
right.
living
But
off
here
of.
we are.
But here we are.
It's funny. Yesterday I was at I was invited to the influencer blogger lunch at boy, the Tanqueray is
Kicking in.
So what I was going to say was that yesterday I was invited to the blogger lunch at Relish in
Yep.
Fort Lauderdale, in Boca.
Mhm.
And they, Relish is in Boca and West Palm, and they're known for these amazing shakes that they make. And I get to go and eat for free, and I've been doing this a lot lately, and it's great. And at the end of the thing, somebody asked me to take a picture. The owner asked me to take a picture with one of the shakes,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So I posed with my picture of the shake, and of course, somebody has to make a sly comment on my personal side of life, like, oh, 3 years of grad school and 2 master's degrees later, and you're slinging milkshakes.
Yeah, but you
And I
know
was
what the
like,
best thing is? We would not be able to do what we're doing now, like with
Had
our
we not had
lives,
the business knowledge,
have we not had the business knowledge? Have we not busted? I have a master's degree. Have we not busted our asses academically to get to where we were because we used all of our skills and connections and knowledge to launch it into something that we made our own?
right?
Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't just pop out of the womb and say, "Give me a milkshake. I'm going to promote this." Although I probably did. Let's be honest.
Right.
But
Let's keep
it
it
was
real.
my
Keep it
business.
real.
No, it all came from being in marketing and learning, like, the new trends in marketing now. It's all influencer marketing,
Right.
micro influencer marketing.
Right.
Because, I have clients, Rachel has clients that wants to see influencers, Instagram personalities with followings in the 30,000+ range, when those are not the authentic marketers you want to
Some
find.
are, but you have to be very careful.
But if you are a new local business and you are looking for any kind of exposure, micro influencing is where it's at, because even if this person has 1,200 followers,
they're engaged.
And if they specialize just in the Fort Lauderdale area, imagine that's 1,200 Fort Lauderdale eyes versus 35,000 from around the country. So
hence why we get to do things like this.
We don't have a big Instagram following, and you know what? That doesn't matter because we still get thousands of views on these damn videos.
Thousands. And let's bring it full circle now and like tie in the whole mom thing to why we're behind the bar. I've been noticing, I don't know if you've seen this lately. She's very busy right now. People make a lot of jokes about moms, how they drink all the wine and they drink all the liquor and they take all the Xanax, and they're jokes. That's what they are. I mean, some people do those things to excess.
I don't take Xanax, but
I don't either. But here's what I'm getting at. I've seen mostly in the past couple weeks, more than I've seen before, moms being shamed for talking about how much wine they drink or how they need a glass of wine because their kids made them crazy. And we talked a lot about mom shaming during our last podcast at Raw Juice,
right?
Because it's not okay.
We hate mommy
But
shamers.
why can't people take a joke? Like, why can't we make a joke about how you're in the thick of potty training and
I'm getting eye infections, and I got a sty in my right eye, and a pink eye a few weeks ago.
Rachel, you're missing it. You're missing the.
Oh
magic.
boy.
That's
Okay.
potty training.
Oh boy.
So why can't you, if you're in the thick of potty training your kid, or if you're in the thick of dealing with a child who's on the verge of being a tween, and then an almost 1-year-old, and there's a big age gap, so you're like split in two directions, why can't you make jokes about like, I need a glass of wine? Or why can't you just say I need a glass of wine and mean it, and people don't get like start to judge you and get crazy? Why? Like, how do we stop that from happening?
I think everybody, as I've learned, and I've learned it more now, being 1 year into the separation divorce process, people say shit straight from a place of fear and insecurity and what they don't know. And so, I mean, I've gotten the best comments of my life this year from people about my divorce, but I realized people don't know what they don't know. So if you're not a mom and you're shaming somebody because motherhood is hard, and by 4 o'clock, not 5 o'clock, you need a drink, that's because you just don't know.
Right.
And I find that the people who have things to say are typically the people who have help at home, a housekeeper, a nanny, a cleaning lady, a husband who makes a lot of money. And, why should you have a problem? Motherhood is so easy. But you know what? When you're doing it for yourself, it's not. And that's why opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got them. You're entitled.
Right. Right.
You want to shame somebody, that's great, but just keep it to yourself.
So what we're saying is, I think, if you are a mom and you have had a day, which happens all the time, and you want a glass of wine, have a goddamn glass of wine. And if your friends are saying things to you like, oh, it's not even 5 o'clock, then they're not your people. They're not your people. Now, if you're having like multiple glasses of wine every night
We're
at
not
4 o'clock
advocating.
on the dot, and you're like forgetting where your kids' diapers are because you're like liquored up, you might have a problem. We're talking about like, just loosening up a little bit, and everyone has their poison, everyone has their vice, and as long as you're not harming other people and you're a good mom and you're taking care of your family, you do you, boo.
Right, and in doing you though, it's important to bring up, like, moms need to de-stress, and there's also a stigma about, I saw a meme on social media today. It was like, stop prefacing a complaint about your kids with, I love my kids so much, but we get you love your kids.
Right.
You're a mom.
Right.
Like, that's fine. You're allowed to need a break. You're allowed to want a break. You're allowed to say, I'm pulling my hair out today because today is harder than yesterday. So I'm just wondering, aside from drinks and jokes aside, how do you de-stress? Like, how do you take a step back when you feel, because there literally are those moments in motherhood where you feel like you can't take another minute without screaming at the top of your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you don't want to do that. I never have personally, but I have had to step out of the room and just like really take deep breaths.
Yeah,
like I never knew the power of deep
I know.
breaths.
Their breathing is really good.
Yeah.
And you only need a moment. Like you don't need like 20 minutes. I completely agree with everything you're saying. I think if you step away, I would say hide in the bathroom, but I have written very much recently on my own pages and on Wine and Cheese, on Keep It Real Moms, there's no hiding anymore. Like my kids find me no matter where I am. So, but I do think if you feel that where you're like, your jaw is clenching and you're ready to like punch a hole in the wall because like you cannot hear another mommy,
Right.
mommy, mom, mommy, mom.
For me right now, we're in the why stage. Why?
Right.
I'm like, because.
So just like, it's okay to take a moment. It's okay. And if you are not a single mom and you have a partner or a spouse, if they're not helping you, then I'm going to get so much hate mail if I say it. So I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Say it. Keep it real.
If they're not helping you, like you need to like have a come to Jesus talk with them. That's what needs to happen. And I will tell you,
sit them down,
that
hide the remotes in your pockets,
Yep.
or wherever you need.
Yep.
And this is not this is not a job made for one. That's why it takes two people to make a baby.
Right.
And so, like if you're like me and
or
doing
science makes babies too.
right. But originally,
let's not like
originally,
right.
It did take a this and a this to make a baby, and so it does take a this and a this to take care of one in most cases, unless you're me and you're Superwoman and you do everything by yourself. Bella does have a great dad. He just doesn't live with me. The point is, you can ask for help. Like it's no more like, oh, my husband works. He's so tired. Like I don't.
So I do feel like I have had an advantage because I was married before and I'm on my second marriage and my last marriage. I'm done. No more men and no more children. This is it. This is the final chapter.
It all stops with Jason Sobel.
It does, because he is. Nobody's perfect, but he is perfect for me. But I want to tell you that we had a very, very honest conversation when we talked about having another child. And I flat out said, this is going to be an all hands on deck house. I'm not going to be in the 1950s model where you're like, well, you don't get up and go to an office every day. And so you're getting up with the baby every night, not doing it. And if you don't set those expectations and have those conversations, you only have yourself to blame if then you're in a situation where you're the one who literally is doing every single thing. And I think as moms, we do that automatically because we're just used to getting it done. And we know that it's easier to just do it than explain to other people. But if you have a partner, a good partner, and you voice those things, not in a bitchy, dismissive way, but like, I need us to be a team, it is like magical. Because I will tell you, my husband works hard. He does not get home till like 7:30 at night.
But I can vouch for the fact that I've been there. He does what he has to do. He puts the baby to sleep.
Yep,
He's
every
all hands
night.
on deck. He's
every night.
feeding. He's helping out. Even if he does only have an hour or two with the baby before she goes to sleep,
that's
you
his
got yourself
time.
a good one.
I did, and he knows too, because it's another thing. When you have children, you have to read your partner. When he walks in the door, and I'm having one of those moments that you just painted so beautifully, where you feel like you can't take it, and I'm literally like this. He will not even say a word. He will take the baby. He will turn me around and go like this and be like, go, or he'll be like, here, go, and he knows. But I think that that doesn't just happen. You have to make it happen, right? I don't think there's very many.
A little training. No, they say men are dogs,
like puppies.
Maybe not in the nasty sense, but more just like in the you teach them how you want to be treated. I've learned that. I actually don't judge me because I have a failed marriage. I still learned a thing or two.
Right. Well, I think you learn the most then about a relationship and what you would want the next time around.
And I think, coming into it, you have these thoughts of like, oh, like I don't want to be the annoying girl and I don't want to be the bitchy wife. Well, you end up being that anyway. It doesn't matter. If you're married, at some point in time, your husband's going to think you're the most annoying fucking person in the world, whether he tells it to your face or not.
Right.
Sorry to break that to you. But I just wish I advocated for myself more. Like, I have this persona of, oh, she does it all, but sometimes I need to ask for help. And I wish I would have taken advantage of that more.
But you didn't, you knew what you knew.
I knew what I knew.
So now
I know better.
Having been in that situation.
When you know better, you do better.
Now you will make different decisions and you will handle things in a completely different perspective. And it is life-changing.
Right, it is life-changing.
Speaking of life-changing, a lot of things are going on behind the computer.
This public house happy hour crowd is gorgeous, amazing. If you guys are not coming here for happy hour, Tuesday to Friday, 4 to 7, you might as well just go home.
And I'm gonna show you some of the things that are available when you
Do you
come
want me
for
to
happy
pass
hour.
them to you?
Sure.
Okay.
We can do like a Vanna White. You can be like Vanna.
This would be my choice. Like this is
Same.
exactly
Yep.
what I would order. Tuna
Hold it
poke
up a little.
nacho.
Yeah, that looks
Tuna
delicious.
poke nacho.
So yes, we're in a bar, but this is not like bar food. This is like elevated.
No, this is elevated. Like you know,
Delicious.
we're downtown, so we're right off of Las Olas. Everyone's coming in their suits straight from work.
Okay, so we have
This isn't just a quesadilla. No,
What
no,
is
no,
that?
no. This is a goat cheese artisanal quesadilla
fancy.
with arugula and some balsamic glaze on top
And truffle.
and truffle oil.
I love truffle oil. Love.
Smell it on her?
And this is my jam.
Oh,
This is
I
actually.
want to stick my face in that little
Yeah.
crock of
See
magic.
this little crock pot? It is a crock of magic, okay? Because this crock pot is full of fondue.
Is it beer cheese or
It
just
is
cheese? Cheese.
Cheddar
Cheddar
fondue,
fondue.
with this delectable looking New York City style pretzel. So if you're not here for happy hour, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sad, sad life for you. if
It
you're
is a
not
sad
here.
life. It's the perfect spot, and you should do it. That's all. That's it.
Okay.
What else?
So I also want to talk about
Mhm.
I'm having a really hard time and I'm happy to vent this because I'm looking for so much validation right now. You know, Bella is why are you laughing?
Because I'm ready. I'm ready to have your back, and I'm waiting for. I know. what
Wait,
you're
was
gonna
your
talk about.
initial thought was she always needs validation?
No.
Okay, 'cause
Why?
I don't. I do.
Please take a sip.
She's honest.
Please take a sip of your Nana drink, okay?
I'm needy, I know. I also learned
Okay.
that in my marriage. I'm needy. It's fine. Get yourself somebody who needs to be needed and they'll need you right back.
But the right person won't think you're needy.
No, the right person thinks I'm great. So anyway,
I think you're great.
thank you. I had something to say. Okay, so I am in a transitional stage right now in my child's life where I am faced with the desire to want to potentially switch schools. And like, I'm open about it because I've been talking so much about it. But what do you do when you have the greatest group of mom friends in the world? My daughter, when she walks into, my ex-husband told me this morning, she walked into class a few minutes late and every kid stood up and screamed, Bella, and like ran to her and hugged her. These kids have been together for 2 years. However, it may or may not be time to move on next year. And I'd be moving on without this crew. Like, as a mom, this is I think my first moment where, you know, aside from motherhood being hard every day, this is like a really hard life decision to make because once you make that change, you're stuck and you just don't know what the right choice is going to be.
Right. So I'm going to validate you. But
Thank
first
you.
I'm going to tell you there's no right or wrong choice. It's not right or wrong.
Okay.
But you know that nobody loves mom friends that come from your kids more than I do.
Right.
I just wrote a love letter to my mom friends in the Huffington Post because
And I didn't mean for you based on that.
yes, you did. Because I feel like when you have kids, it's fine to have all your friends that were your friends before you had children. But when you make
Can I just pass this by the camera in the middle of your deep conversation?
Yes.
Yes, I did. I did
But-
a whole
but
tour of
when
the
you-
trees. Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh, we
I did
opened the
this.
whole.
I'll
We
do it
opened the
again.
lid. We opened the kimono, as they say.
I'm pretzel 2 times here. Okay.
When you make friends who come from your child's school or mommy and me or wherever you're socializing with your child, it is so different than the friends where you don't have kids in the same peer group. And they become your little tribe in your network.
It's so my tribe.
And I think about this on a regular basis because with my baby, we're only in the mommy and me phase. But I had a horrible preschool experience with Ava. I made 2 mom friends who I still talk to this day and I love, and they're my real friends. But seeing what it's like now in a situation where I have a gaggle of girlfriends and we all love each other and each other's children, I start thinking now, oh God, in a few years, are we all going to stay here? Are we all going to go to preschool here? And it's so far away, but I think about it all the time because it does make you think, should I go where everyone's going if that's not where I want to be? Or, you know, is there one that's better for my child but better for me as a mom? And how do I meld those two things? There's a lot of moving parts.
Well, the issue is, if I stay, I'm staying simply because of the comfort of our friendships. And so that's a little bit more for me because if you think about it, do you remember who you were in school with when you were 2 turning 3? Absolutely not.
No.
So it's more for me.
Right.
So do I make a selfish decision and keep her where I'm comfortable and where I think it's, you know, great, warm and lovey and have all my people? Or do I take her to a place that I know would be great for her and let her be the little resilient peanut
But
that
it's
she is?
not great for her. She's doing great there.
She's
No.
great.
So here's how I feel about it.
It's a decision for the long term because
Yeah.
after this year, wherever I put her is where she's going to go to elementary school.
Right, but where you are now doesn't go through elementary school. It's just preschool,
Right.
correct?
Right.
So the way that I see it is I'm a believer, even though the first time around I was like, oh my God, they have to be in a specific preschool who are not going to do well in kindergarten because everyone puts these things in your head. It's bullshit.
Every kid is
Every
different.
child is going to go to kindergarten and they're going to learn how to read, they're going to learn how to write. It's where you think is a good, loving environment for them. And I would say if you feel comfortable there and she's thriving there, she's not going to switch preschools and then all of a sudden like figure out algorithms on how to cure, diseases that are
diseases.
Yes. So I think that at this time in her life, she's so little and she's so young that if it's important to have that network, you're not doing her.
Stop
There is
right
so many
now.
things
What is
happening
going on here?
that I can't
Spicy
even
lamb ribs.
deal.
It's not just ribs.
Does
it's
anyone want to
lamb
come
ribs.
eat all of this? Lamb
And
ribs.
what?
I
Chicken
won't eat kids
croquettes,
only lamb.
handmade.
They do look delicious.
Chicken croquettes, handmade,
God.
With
This is
creamy
like
bechamel sauce.
ridiculous.
crispy potatoes.
This is like elevated bar food AF.
I mean, let's be real, since we keep it real. When was the last time you went to a quote unquote bar
I made anything other than peanuts.
and
Where are the peanuts?
or like chicken tenders and like disgusting fries? Like this is like real food, real food.
What's
and
that?
This is crispy potatoes. These are little potatoes. What's the sauce?
Garlic herb aioli.
A garlic herb aioli.
I would bathe in that and probably the cheddar sauce.
No, I
Is that
want to
what
put my
we're
face
talking
in the cheddar sauce.
Okay. The struggle of just being a mom influencer. It's
Jason made fun of me because I told him I wanted to get a bunch of these for the house because I thought it would be fun to like serve
I got one for Spencer
things.
for Hanukkah.
And he was like, "You want cutting boards?" I'm like, "They're not cutting boards." I wanted fun things like this.
I got
thought it
this
would be fun
exact
to like.
board.
Where?
I had this board
Where?
personalized on Etsy
No.
We're gonna hold
with
it.
my boyfriend's name and then hashtag cheese boss because you can't walk into his house on any night of the week, hashtag cheese boss, without him whipping up some kind of charcuterie board and like listening to me. Like,
Wait, hold on. I want to give you some props right now. Not only in the house,
at your
Michelle
house.
came to my house for dinner, and I made dinner, and she said we're gonna bring like the appetizer.
I just want you to know
Hold on.
the level of care that Spencer and I took for
Hold
that
on.
cheese board.
There were fancy cheeses and all kinds of meats and mustard, and they had a whole. She brought a dish. I have every serving utensil you could possibly.
No, I don't.
She
fuck around.
came equipped like a mobile. Is it charcuterie or charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
I can't ever say it.
I
what
was
else?
a mobile charcuterie mom.
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
going to
that's
start a
a
new
good business for
Instagram.
you.
Mobile charcuterie
No,
mom.
you should start a business.
I come to your
Another
house
one.
and
You
set up
only you have time to start another business.
serial entrepreneur life right
There you
here.
go. Do it.
Hi, if anyone out there needs a charcuterie board for Super Bowl Sunday, which is right around the corner,
Make a truck. Make a food truck. And just
for
drive.
bar mitzvah.
Oh, it's perfect. You don't have to get the disgusting things that some of the temples put out with the crudité and bullshit that nobody eats. And you'll drive around with your fancy cheese truck and just start doling out, make it rain cheese and meat. It will be wonderful.
And you got to tell me, do like hard cheeses, soft cheeses, mild, strong, do like a Vermont or a Wisconsin, like what Spanish cheese, French, brie. There's
so many possibilities.
Another reason why I love my job, you guys know I have a marketing company. I do a lot of writing for a lot of clients, and I have one client in particular that I still personally do the writing for. And today I'm like, what are we blogging about? And he sends me a link to an article, Why Cheese is More Addictive Than Heroin. I'm like, this is why I have my job. Like, I just have the best job in the world, and I just get to like laugh as I do my work, and it's great.
Mhm.
And then I get to come here and eat.
I know.
I'm loving life in 2018, you
I
guys.
know. It's good. It's all good. There's nothing bad about it.
Speaking of 2018,
yes.
do you want to share our news or no?
Which news? No.
No, we're not.
No.
Never
We
mind.
have big
Teaser,
news.
Just kidding.
We have big news, but we cannot discuss yet. We have a couple loose ends we need to tie up before we discuss it, but it's going to be super fun. I would taste that, but I need to wait until we're off camera because it won't be a good situation for me. I get food in my teeth. Do you?
We've always eaten on camera. What are you talking about?
No, with that though. What is that? A cheese ball?
Uh-huh.
Okay, fine, give it to me. Just give me a cheese ball.
But you have to dip it.
It's chicken.
When I dip, you dip, we dip.
Yeah. Dip it. Dip
I
it.
might like the 90s a little bit.
Speaking of the 90s,
Oh.
we love the 90s here. And Rachel Mizrahi
Don't go there.
always plays us a real good 90s playlist. Actually, I was parked outside Rockburger and Taco Craft across the street, and they were playing Nas If I Rule the World, and I was like, I'm in the right place
That's
again.
like Jason's one of his favorite songs.
Nobody makes a playlist like
I want you to
like the
know,
event planner from all these restaurants. She's amazing.
these are a good time, these restaurants. And I need you to know, in the interest of full disclosure, the last time I was at Rock Burger, aside from when we podcasted from there, I was single. I wasn't even dating Jason.
I had my first date with Elliot there. Just kidding.
Hold
Okay.
on. Let me get back.
And the day that you.
Okay.
And the
I was single, and they were playing. There was a DJ playing the best music. It was all old school hip hop, which is my jam.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tearing up the dance floor all by myself, and I was so hot. I mean, hot, but also like hot, that I had a side ponytail.
You were there by yourself?
No, I was dancing by myself.
Oh.
A couple people were swaying along, but I was
so
like
sad when people go out
full-fledged.
alone.
I was like full. I've never been out alone in my life. I was with a bunch of people, but like I was feeling the music hardcore,
Right.
and I was ready to get down. And like something happens when I hear certain songs, I cannot control it. The Miami comes out of me, and it's just a beautiful thing. That I ended up with a side ponytail. I think Amanda has that picture of me as her. When I call, that's what comes up.
Really?
Yeah. That
So
was the
sad I
last
missed
time
it.
that I was on this stretch of paradise.
Oh my God.
Oh, my
Oh,
husband's
JM
here.
Sobel 13 is here. The one I always talk about. I love him just as much as she does. You have no
That's
idea.
so awesome.
You guys, this is
He surprised
like,
you?
He what?
He surprised
He
you?
said he would maybe try, but I never think it's going to be possible because
Oh,
he's
look how
such
cute he looks, guys. He is wearing a pink shirt, real men wear pink, and khaki pants and a beautiful pair of brown shoes. Do you dress him?
No, I don't dress him at all.
You look good, JM.
So great.
Hi, babe. Do you want to come be
You
live or
wanna go
not
behind the bar?
really? Do you want to come show the fans what they want? No, he doesn't. Babe,
You guys are missing out. You have no
look
idea.
how good I made a drink.
She did really good.
You should really not be bartending.
These are the husbands of the Keep It Real moms. Actually, there's only one
I did
husband.
it. I
The
only
Keep It
put
Real
the
moms
I
do
only
it.
put the straw in so I wouldn't ruin my lipstick. That was the only reason.
That's what she said.
Okay.
No, it doesn't hold weight. Okay, so we gotta go. So JM Sobel is here. Do you want a minute and I'll just take over so you guys can make out or something?
No, he's good.
Okay.
When is
That's for later.
Okay. All right. That's for
We're
later.
totally gonna make out later. This
Um,
morning we made out a little bit when he was saying goodbye, and the baby put her face right in there, was trying to get in on it.
She knew. She knew. I'll make out with SGS anytime.
Yeah.
But that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
So anyway, we can't tell you about our plans for 2018. I was just told, but they're good ones. And there's a reason why you're seeing us pop up all over the place, and you're going to be seeing that even more because we've got a plan. This is not just random.
Right.
No,
There's
no,
nothing
no.
random about it.
There's always a strategy. Okay, if you know anything about moms, like we don't just, randomly do things. Like a mom learns how to schedule out each moment of her day, of her life, and then when you're a working mom, working towards something bigger and greater, it just intensifies, and like you become like this, like
We mobilize. Nobody mobilizes like a mom.
no, we're like
Right?
we're like
superheroes.
no, we're like real crafty. We're like Wall Street types, but for moms. We're always
Like,
thinking
we're like the-
one step ahead. What's
We're
going
like
to trade?
whatchamacallits of moms. What's the name I'm thinking of? Not Gordon Gecko. What's the name that I did in the meme the other day about the always be cleaning?
Always be closing.
Yeah, but I said always be cleaning.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glengarry Glen Ross. That's
Always-
why I need him. We're like the Glengarry Glen Ross of moms.
We are. That's what we
That's
are.
what we are.
We're
Except
one
we're not
step
doing
ahead.
anything illegal. We're not doing anything shady.
We're
Everything is
analyzing
on the up and
market
up.
trends, though.
We are.
We're analyzing market trends,
We
and
are.
we have found a need. We are disrupting the market. We're disrupting the
disruptors.
industry. We're disrupting the mom industry.
We are.
Nobody cares because they have no idea what we're talking
Nobody
about.
cares. But wait, Stacy commented, I've seen it, lived it, and I love it. Oh, my side ponytail? Yep. She was
Okay.
there. Yeah.
I haven't, but I can only imagine.
That
I'm
was
sure I'll see it again soon.
That was BJS before Jason Sobel.
Was
knew-
there a
I
life
said it
before
really-
Jason Sobel?
I mean, some would say
Aside
no.
from Ava coming out of this,
Some would say. And he focuses on the first two letters of that.
I did too, though.
I
I'm
know
not
you.
gonna
That's why
lie.
I said it really fast. BJS. I said it really fast so that I would not be.
Hang
held
on,
to
I'm
the
going to use
fire.
the soda spritzer again. Can I get anyone a drink?
Michelle's highlight of her day just now is that she got to use tonic out of the spritzer. She made herself. Let's see what Jason Sobel thinks of your choice of drink. If you had to, Michelle's.
Can you get out of the way so everyone can see?
Michelle's choice of drink is a Tanqueray and tonic. So use one word to describe that drink. Why? You can't think of one, or it's not appropriate. I mean, we keep it real. It's not appropriate.
No judgment.
Okay. No, that was really
I
bad.
got a flat tire on the way here.
I
and the
wouldn't
guy
be
convinced
offended.
me that I
You would
needed
offend
I don't think
Four
he's worried about
tires?
offending you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would hope not.
The guy Firestone convinced me
I
I needed
bet
4
she's at
tires.
your
and I
house.
thought I only
Where
needed
is that?
1, so I'm not gonna.
Where are the straws again?
You never know what a tire
I'm
place
so
is.
I'm just navigating my way around the barn. Still getting
I
comfortable.
mean, I tried
Still
to
learning.
feel
You know what? I don't think that I've ever been behind a bar.
Ooh, that's good.
I don't think I've ever been behind a bar. You know what I have been behind many times in my life?
What?
A DJ booth.
Oh, yes, you have. Yeah, I can imagine that.
I was the girl.
She's the girl at the bat mitzvah.
In the DJ booth.
Yeah, who's like requesting all the songs. by
You know
way,
the
that was
girls
also
you
me.
see standing in the DJ booth with the DJ, and you're like, ugh, what is that girl doing? Because she's like standing in the DJ booth, and she's like, the whole time, guilty. That was me. Every weekend.
In your
Baja Beach Club in the Grove.
In your EGs?
Every weekend. No EGs, no. Like
No
short,
EGs.
short. Oh, yes, but this was like after EGs. This was like tube tops. And
Socks on your feet, EGs.
yes, but not. Oh, I'm talking about like in adult life, not
Oh,
bar
okay.
mitzvahs.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
at bar mitzvahs, I was the dancer that
I
got
was the
paid
bar
to be
mitzvah
there.
And
girl.
hand out the EGs.
Yeah,
I was the one who was like low key talking to one of the dancers on the side,
I
like
love
getting
you.
the MC's number. That was me. But in my adult life, I wasn't behind DJ booths. I was always at the door with the guest list. My PR creds, you know, like I was like the Samantha Jones, like you can't come in here.
Mhm.
And I thought I was really cool, and now look where it's got me.
Can we talk about bar mitzvahs for a second?
Yeah, but I'm not. You're already thinking about that, or no?
Well, Ava's having a bar mitzvah in 3 years. We already have her date. Like they gave us her date.
Jesus.
But-
By the way, Jolie's 11 today. Happy birthday to you, Jolie, dear.
Happy
I love
birthday!
you.
But can we talk about how different bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs are?
I haven't been to one in a really long time.
All right, so let me paint a picture for you. Tell me like what your fondest memories when you were younger and went to them as a guest in your peer group. What was like the vibe and what were like the common things that you saw all the time?
Well, as you know, in groups, in our cliquey groups, every clique would go outside and make a memory candle.
Right.
So there was that I loved.
Right.
There was who's gonna make out with who behind like
Right.
the building.
Right.
Um,
Behind the temple, in the temple parking lot.
who brought cigarettes.
Right.
And who is gonna get left out from a candle.
Right. Okay. So
That's
those are
basically-
all, I think no matter where you grew up, whether it was Long Island, South Florida, those, you hit the nail on the head. The memory glass, the making out somewhere in the temple parking lot or like hidden somewhere.
How about the
And
girl that made out with my boyfriend at my bar mitzvah?
that girl should be ashamed of herself.
She is.
But it is not like that anymore. I don't know if there's making out. Maybe there is because I know kids are a lot faster these days, and it makes me petrified sometimes to have a daughter. But let me tell you
They're
that
doing more than that.
well, I know. Bar and bat mitzvahs are so much cooler now. They are so much cooler now than when we went. When we went, we wore ugly like dresses with the puffy sleeves. Well, you're younger than I am. I have to take this. We wore, those of us who are like in our early 40s right now, wore like taffeta-ish dresses that were short, awkward length with like puffy sleeves, fitted bodice, and then like a puffy thing on the bottom. They were so ugly. We did not look cute, but we probably thought we did. And it wasn't like that. Now the girls are wearing, like, it is very feasible to think I can show up at a party and one of these teenagers with a sick body is wearing the same dress.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but teenagers. I mean, I've gone to the mall with my boyfriend's daughter numerous times, who is 11 today, and we shop in the same stores. I mean, we got matching shoes a few weeks ago, and not because I'm trying to look young and she's trying to look
No,
old.
it's different
just
now.
the way it is now. But I am trying to look young.
Oh, you can't be so young.
Right?
She does look young.
It's a both. Thank you, Precision Skin Institute.
I love those. My mom gets so mad when I say that.
I have no shame in it, only because I never had an issue with my skin until probably when my daughter was 6 months old. I took a good hard look in the mirror and I was like,
What's going on? What's going on?
it just was here. But then I would see myself in pictures and my skin was like puckering up here. And I didn't just want to go to like any random med spa.
No,
or
you
injections. I
can't.
wanted to go to the best of the best of the best. And I'm not just saying this because they're my clients, but Precision Skin Institute will not only like take care of your skin cosmetically, they're dermatologists, they're leaders in research.
Do you know who blows my mind? The people who get Botox from like Groupons.
Right, and then they end up in the hospital with sepsis.
Right. I love Botox, and nothing.
Do you do
tells
any
me-
filler?
No, I don't do filler.
Oh, I do.
The only time where I feel like, oh my God, I need to call and make an appointment is when I'm like FaceTiming with my daughter or somebody, and I look and you get that, you know, that
front angle.
that front angle of the camera, and you're like, oh my God, is that what I look like in real life? That's when like it shines a light on all your flaws, and you're like, my nose is bigger than I thought. I need Botox. What happened? I have wrinkles. I mean, like I'm like a mess when I look in those rear-facing mirrors.
I started promoting this injectable called Kybella, and what it is
I'm
for
very
people,
familiar.
people with double chins can get this instead of having surgery, which is very painful in that area. It's an injection that melts the fat cells, and you lose the double chin. So when we first started talking about marketing the product, I'm like, it's the perfect thing for people holding the front-facing camera selfie, and they're like, holy shit, what happened to my face? Because everybody has a double chin for some reason when you do a selfie.
It's
like,
awful.
I don't.
It's
Why
awful.
is that?
I don't know.
I don't have one in real life.
I don't know. I don't either. Do I?
No, we're great.
This we are gorgeous. We are great. Beautiful. So, and I also, speaking of Botox and all these things, I think that as women and as moms, it's totally okay to like openly discuss these things and support each other. Because let's be real, like self-care is so important. Not just like self-care in terms of I want to get a massage, like doing whatever it takes for you to feel like your best self and feel sexy and attractive. And so this year for me, my main goal is getting back to my pre-baby body, and I'm like working really hard in a million ways to do it between diet and exercise and all these things. But I'm doing this thing at Forever Wellness in Boca. It's a spa type of place, but it's not clinical. It's very, very like cozy. And I'm doing these fat burning treatments that are non-invasive with little LED lights. And then a vibrating machine like from I Love Lucy.
I've been watching it. It makes your ass shake.
It is. It makes my ass shake, but it is so cool. And the reason I bring it up is because we have so many options available to us: invasive, non-invasive, fillers, Botox, spa days, whatever it is. But you really, I feel like I never took advantage of that. I always made excuses like I don't have time, I don't have the money, I can't do that. But like there's always a way to fit something into your life that makes you feel just that much better about yourself. And it's not for anyone else. It's not to look good for your husband. It's not to look. It is solely for your own like mojo, right?
Right. I think for me, like I have my moments. Everybody has their days where you're like, oh, and you see old pictures of yourself, But I have to say, and this is deeply personal, I have an article coming out next week with Moms Who Me Too about similar to what you wrote about body issues, but like there was a point in my life where I was so consumed with my body dysmorphia and eating disorders that I never thought I'd find a way out of it, and without even trying, I overcame it. And the one thing it took was looking at my daughter for the first time and knowing that I never wanted her to feel the same way. So, I'm always in this, like, I love all this food and all this stuff, but I work out every day, and I do definitely still care what I look like. However, I will never take the extremes that I've taken before. Like, I have an extra 10 pounds, like, from before, like, I'm 10 pounds heavier than I was before I had a baby, which is one size. So I was 27 in jeans, now I'm 28. I had abs, now I don't. But you know what? To have to lose those 10 pounds would mean cutting out carbs.
And we're not doing it.
We're not going there. You know why? Because I have really experienced so much loss and pain and struggle over the last 34 years of my life that I'm at this point now where I'm like, if I can't fucking enjoy,
do you know what I hear? Do you know what I hear most when I'm out with friends or I'm around women and they're like, oh, I don't eat carbs, but I want a piece of bread. I get so angry, and not in a judgmental way because everyone can have their own life, but life is not worth you being so frustrated and starving because you're not eating bread or cheese or doing those things. Like, you want to eat it. Like, work it out, figure it out. But I agree with you with the daughter thing because our girls are watching us, right? They're watching us, they're listening to what we say, and sometimes you don't think they pick up things.
No, they hear everything.
And nothing will make you stop saying things like, oh, this makes me look fat, or I hate how my arms look, or whatever it is, until your 9-year-old says, what's wrong with your arms, mommy? Your arms are beautiful. And then you put yourself in check and go, oh my God, she's listening to everything I'm saying, and I have to not talk like that anymore because it perpetuates this bad vibe among little girls that we cannot do that. We can't. They're perfect the way they are.
And so that's why it's, really that sometimes the way you think rubs off on them. Like, I just feel like, the other day I was like, I kept looking in the mirror and like fussing with my eye because I have a sty, and I'm in the car.
From potty training.
I have a sty from potty training. As disgusting as that sounds.
Keep it real, mamas. A sty from potty training.
I've never had an issue at all. Like, I never had pink eye growing up, not even as a teacher. All of a sudden I start potty training. I get pink eye in both eyes. Then Bella has a poop accident last week, and then I wake up with a sty. So you tell me But anyway, the point of my story is the other day I'm fussing and I'm fussing. When I do my makeup in the morning, Bella comes in the bathroom with me because I'm alone and who else is going to watch her? And she has her own fake like little makeup that she does. And she's like, I'm like, oh, my eye. And she goes, yeah, Mommy, it looks so bad. And I'm like, I didn't even say anything. She's just picking up on
Picking
my
it up.
eye. So you got to be really careful.
They pick up everything. I was laughing with friends the other day because you know when your kids get old, when they get older, they start to emulate not just your mannerisms but your expressions and things you say. And I realize every day when I talk to my older daughter that I am dealing with a mini version of myself in so many ways, to the point where she even uses my catchphrases and expressions. Like I asked her something. I said, "Do you want? I don't know. Do you want?" chicken nuggets, and she was like, does a one-legged duck swim in a circle? Like, that's not a normal response that a 9-year-old would usually have. It would be like, yes, I do, but they pick up everything, and I love that part of it because she has that little personality and that sass, and I think it is so important for little girls to have that sass. But it cracks me up.
She's got that sass all right.
Jessica, having a child definitely changes your perception of yourself. A life deprived of good food is not a life. Agree, Rachel. And Jessica, listen, Jessica's not like full of shit. Her wife cooks I see the dishes she puts on Facebook. She has like a gourmet chef at her disposal making like delicious food that I salivate over on a regular basis. So preach, just like preach.
Right. And so, all the things that we do, we, aside from like that glass of wine at night, like everything is part of being real and keeping it real as a mom is knowing that like you have the ability to either create an amazing life for your child or screw them up royally. Yeah, choose wisely, my friends.
And if that requires a glass of wine at the end of the day, have a glass of wine
because we're about to do the same. We are going to wrap it up in a sec. Yep. What are we doing next that we need to tell them about?
Where are we? I don't know. We'll update the page. We have a couple.
We're sorry we could not invite you to be here with us today. This was just a private.
But there'll be many more to come. We have a couple more restaurant food places in the works where we will be inviting people, as we have in the past, for yummy food and even some discounts around that food. This one was a little private VIP party for us today. But stay tuned on our page to find out where we are next. And as always, if you are a business, big or small, restaurant or retail, whatever it is, and you would like the Keep It Real Moms to broadcast live and show you some love, shoot us a message on our Facebook page or Instagram, wherever you want to find us, and let us know, and we will work something out.
And thank you to Public House for having us. Their happy hour is the best, and so is the food.
We're going to eat all of it now.
Every Tuesday to Friday from 4 to 7. What is it? Half price drinks? Half price drinks?
And what's the snacks?
And snacks.
Half price. So all of these things that you gave us would be half price.
And if you live in the downtown area in Fort Lauderdale, like, what is your excuse?
Right.
Even if you're a parent and you're at the Museum of Science and Discovery right here, bring your kids.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Hop in the Uber. Get in the Uber and mosey on over and enjoy it.
Choose wisely. Anyway, we love you. Thank you. Do you have anything coming out?
I do not have anything coming out this week.
You are a mom on Instagram. Follow Moms Who Me Too. I have some content coming out next week that I'm really excited about. Other than that, follow me at the Michelle Dempsey, her at Wine and Cheez-Its, wine with an H. Follow the Modern Single Mom because that is my new venture, and
of course the Keep It Real Moms always on Facebook and Instagram.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.